You know, when you get to that part of a relationship where you're just so incredibly happy, you've been so vulnerable and open and honest, and you're building a really wonderful connection, and he says, "I love you" for the first time. There's literally no better feeling. And you're feeling it deep too, because you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're just an open optimist and things feel great. You know that feeling? You know, when that feeling is followed up by less than 48 hours later when they tell you that they're getting back with their baby mama, and you're at work when they tell you.
Dating is really weird post-divorce because most people date in order to find their life partner and get married. And don't get me wrong, I still want a life partner and I still want a committed monogamous relationship, but I don't want to get married. I don't want to go through that legal aspect of, like, you know, divorce and splitting assets or whatever. And I definitely don't want any more kids. It's super weird because I really don't know what I want. And when people ask me, "Oh, what are you looking for?" Bro, I have no idea. A free meal?
Pathetic.
And a year after my divorce, I met my boyfriend. And I remember that I wasn't that excited about him. I remembered he was a great guy. But there was no, you know, bells and whistles, and there was no, like, instant attraction, and there was no, you know, goo goo gaga. It was actually kind of boring. But I knew that I needed to pursue him, pursue the relationship and see what would happen. And what I learned from that 8 years later is that boring is healthy.
Yo gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here joining me and Ampu. And today, guys, we're going to cover a few women that are dating after divorce, or at least trying to, or at least failing miserably to do so. And guys, we're going to learn why these women haven't understood anything from their broken marriage. They haven't taken any notes and they haven't healed. They haven't learned anything. Let's watch.
Dating is really weird post-divorce because most people date in order to find their life partner and get married. And don't get me wrong, I still want a life partner and I still want a committed monogamous relationship, but I don't want to get married. I don't want to go through that legal aspect of, like, you know, divorce and splitting assets or whatever. And I definitely don't want.
She says she doesn't want to split assets, like like the last time they did. She didn't get a full package of benefits, you know what I mean? I was supposed to believe that you got through a divorce where you actually lost more than you won. I don't believe so.
Any more kids. And it's not that I'm opposed to kids. I'm opposed to being a single mom to multiple kids. And so when I tell people...
Yeah, so she already goes into the second relationship or marriage thinking that it will fail. And she just doesn't want more kids. All right.
That they automatically assume I'm just here for a good time, just to sleep around. But I also don't want to sleep around. Like, you know, who wants 20 dicks in them? But
oh, you'd be surprised.
it's super weird because I really don't know what I want. And when people ask me, "Oh, what are you looking for?" Bro, I have no idea. A free meal?
Yeah, I mean, guys, at least she came to the conclusion that a free meal is all she wants, right? She doesn't want to be married again, so if you're a guy who's looking for a marriage, she's not it. She doesn't want kids, so if you want to have kids of your own, that is, you can be with her either. If you want just to have some fun, she doesn't want, you know, she's not there for sleeping around, even though I'm sure she does with Chad. You know, but it's like, as a guy, what exactly do you get from this woman, other than her charming presence, that is? Absolutely nothing, guys. You know, you have to pay the free meal, for what? Like, can someone tell me in the comments what exactly do you get from dating this specific single mother?
You know, when you get to that part of a relationship where you're just so incredibly happy, you've been so vulnerable and open and honest, and you're building a really wonderful connection, and he says, "I love you" for the first time. There's literally no better feeling. and you're feeling it deep too because you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're just an open optimist and things feel great. You know that feeling? You know when that feeling is followed up by less than 48 hours later when they tell you that they're getting back with their baby mama? And you're at work when they tell you? It's okay. Because I just got off work. And here I am in the parking lot, ready for job number 2.
All right. Try to hold in the laughter, guys. Now, I don't feel sympathy for this woman because first off, she already had a marriage that she probably left behind. So you already had that chance to have your thing, but you didn't. Then again, this guy, right, he played you, right? We have to be clear about that. But the whole thing just tells me that you just didn't pick the right guy. You know what I mean? It took 48 hours for him to go back to his baby mama. And I honestly, this whole, it's not even a relationship, guys. Let's be honest. This guy that she's been quote unquote dating, they've just been having fun, right? Bedroom fun. It's not like this has been a 2-year courtship period. No, guys. This is some random chat. This is some stranger that she probably met no more than 2 weeks ago. And she was quote unquote wearing her heart in her sleeve, but in reality they were just having fun. I mean, that's all of it, right? You didn't know that person for long enough to build trust and to know for certain that he's not going to go back to his ex, excuse me, right? So you know, what can I tell you? It's like, oh my, it's the consequences of my own actions, you know. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You go for that stranger you barely know, wearing your heart in your sleeve, you know, having plans for the future, but you just don't know this guy, right? I mean, there's enough proof that she didn't know this guy from long enough, you know. And even as a single mother, even dating after divorce, you still have options, right? But you don't go for them, right? Because you don't wear your heart in your sleeve for the guys that actually deserve it. No, you choose the ones who are maybe out of your league, maybe walking red flags, and you go for them. And then you just reap what you sow, right? So let's watch her guys being extremely surprised that this happened.
I got to see Nolan for 20 minutes today. But I'm about to go make $15 an hour.
I remember when I met my boyfriend, it was around a year after I was divorced. I was married for 22 years and with my husband for 25. And a year after my divorce, I met my boyfriend. And I remember that I wasn't that excited about him. I remembered he was a great guy, but there was no, you know, bells and whistles, and there was no like instant attraction, and
no spark.
There was no, you know, goo goo gaga. It was actually kind of boring. But I knew that I needed to pursue him, pursue the relationship and see what would happen. And what I learned from that 8 years later is that boring is healthy. Boring is good. You see, when you meet a man that...
Right now, some guys may watch this and say, oh wow, there's finally a woman who values healthy. No, guys, don't be fooled, right? Don't be played by this woman. And I have to agree that she made the first step, which is realizing that healthy is good. Now, that may seem like the most obvious thing to you, but let me tell you, women are slow learners. They don't understand that in most of the cases. So she took that first step to understand that healthy is good, but she still calls healthy boring, which just exposes that she hasn't truly healed or grown, right? She at her age 40 is still, you know, having that mindset of the 18-year-olds who are for the streets, right? Because, you know, take it like this. Take it like someone who tries to eat healthy but calls healthy food boring, and he wants to eat McDonald's every day, right? Or again, a person who is addicted to gambling saying that not gambling is just not fun, or it's boring, right? Or a person who is an alcoholic saying that going to a party or having a birthday without alcohol is just boring. It just exposes that they haven't truly grown, right? Because when you start to do healthy things in your life, whether that be leaving behind bad habits like drinking or gambling, or whether that is choosing to eat healthy, it doesn't seem boring to you anymore, right? When you truly, grow into that lifestyle that is healthy for you, it doesn't look boring to you anymore. It looks healthy, it looks good, you know that you're doing the right thing, and you're happy doing it. You know what I mean? So 8 years later, this woman still calling her boyfriend boring is just insulting, right? Because guys, we are not bored with this lifestyle. I mean, most guys, they just want to live this lifestyle that is simple, not boring. It's simple. It's just having a loving wife, going back from work to your children, being respected in your household. It's the little things, guys, that make most men extremely happy. And that is not boring by any means. It's just simple, yes, most things that we call exciting, it's not that they're exciting, it's just that they are filled to the brim with extreme things, that like unhealthy food. It's filled with a lot of salt, or a lot of sugar, or a lot of just substances that make you addicted to it, right? Or drinking and all that. All those examples I just mentioned, they are extreme. It doesn't mean that their counterpart, which is healthy, is boring. It's just more simple, which that is why it's healthy. So again, guys, to conclude my my little observation, this woman is a huge red flag. The fact that you call that lifestyle boring just speaks to me that you haven't taken that second step after realizing healthy is good, to realize that healthy is not only good, but it leads to happiness. She says that it's good because it's convenient to her. It's convenient to her to not be alone. It's convenient for her for someone to be there to provide and pay attention to her. That's it. It's convenient. It's nothing more. It's not love. It's not good. It's not happy. It's just convenient. And I tell you, even though she's been with him 8 years, the moment this woman doesn't find him convenient and finds something better, she'll cheat on him or leave him behind. But what do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below.
That doesn't have the sparks and the bells and the whistles. That's actually a very healthy man to meet. When you meet a man that creates the goo gaga and the stars, and you're like, oh my God, and you have all this excitement and passion. I'm not saying that's not a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But I'm here to tell you that that can also be a red flag, because it creates that adrenaline, that rush, that really on a subconscious level can create the toxic love that you knew as a child growing up.
It's not only toxic, it's impossible, right? Not every day can be your birthday. Not every day can be New Eve, New Year, etc. Like, why are some people, especially women I've observed, that sort of expect your whole life to be a roller coaster that is constantly going down, that is constantly exciting? Life is all about good and bad moments. Like, even from a philosophical point, you can have the good moments if you haven't been through the bad ones. You wouldn't be able to distinguish them, right? I mean, what these women expect, it's literally impossible. And no man can give you that. No mere mortal can give you that, right? Like, I don't understand. You're 40 years old and you live in this Disney narrative that, is every day of your life has to be constant exciting. Guys, most marriages who last long enough, they go through days where they barely speak, right? They go through days where they don't have time. There are no butterflies. They just return home tired and they don't even want to talk about it. You know what I mean? And that is not necessarily like an objective that you want to have in your family, right? It's not something that when it goes for long enough is good, but it's something that in small doses is healthy, right? It's healthy to some days be tired and not speak to your other significant one. You just need some time to rest. Damn it, you can't be on top of life all of the time.
So be very, very conscious of that. Usually, in my experience at least, the boring and the quiet and the no goo goo gaga is actually a pretty fucking amazing guy. And it's been 8 years, and I'm more in love with him every day. I've never felt so calm and so at peace. And that's how it should be in a relationship. A woman should be calm. A woman should be at peace. It should be quiet. There should be no drama. And I just know that this is the right way. So know your worth. Attract a healthy man that will only be the wind in your back.
Yeah, because that's convenient, guys. But what does the guy get? He gets for 8 years of his effort and commitment to be called boring. Man, this is just disgusting, you know. Like, this man, if he happens to see this TikTok, man, he'd probably go insane. Like, you put so much effort into this. And guys, he's probably taken her out to, I don't know, to weekends off at Hawaii or something. He's gifted her some of the best gifts he could have thought of, you know. He's taken her to the cinema. He's probably done so much for her. And after 8 years, she calls him boring. That is just straight up disrespectful, you know. And this guy, he deserves something better, if I have to be completely honest. Guys, just don't settle for a woman who'll call you boring after all you've did, right? Yes, she is better than these other women that straight up cannot be in these sort of relationships, that will immediately cheat or try to sabotage the relationships because they are addicted to anxiety. So this woman, probably not addicted to anxiety anymore after she is able to live in this relationship and realize that it's healthy for her. But still, she's not wife material or dating material after she calls you boring after an 8-year relationship.
You're worth it.
Here's my 60-second divorce story. I was married when I was 21 and divorced when I was 45, and did not want a divorce, wanted to stay married, very much so. I felt like I did everything I knew how to do in my power. That does not mean I was perfect in any way, shape, or form. It just means I fought really hard. And I did all the things I knew how to do, and I still stayed in the marriage long after I think I probably should have left. But one day my ex-husband took me, it was my husband then, took me to a Mexican restaurant. We were sitting there eating and having a good time, and he told me that he was only in the marriage for our daughter. And I said, "Are you saying you don't love me?" And he said, "I'll tell you again, I'm only here for our daughter." That was the day I knew that no matter what I did, I was never going to have a happy marriage. And that was the day I chose to leave, and I did. And I moved on, and it was the right decision to do so.
All right, guys, so I included this TikTok because I think it's a great discussion to have. And I won't comment too much, but look, I mean, I think this is in the gray area. You know, from one perspective, you can see that the man was clearly tired of this, marriage, and he couldn't take no more. And so he said, he was clear, I'm just here because of our daughter, because I want our daughter to have both partners. So from the other perspective, you can sort of understand the woman, right? That, she wanted more than just to cohabitate, to grow, the child. She wanted love. So I can understand that. I mean, literally last TikTok, I said, don't settle for a woman that is with you, but she thinks of you as boring. So I could say the same. If you're a man or a woman, you don't have to settle for a relationship, where someone doesn't appreciate you or love you, just because, it's convenient for you or him or the child, whatever, but at the same time, it's like, are you willing to get a divorce, for you to be better, but your child has to lose one of the parents? I think that's in the gray area and has a lot of room for thought. So guys, I'll leave that to you. Leave me your thoughts down in the comments. Tell me what you think about that. What would you do if you were in that situation? And guys, I'll leave you off here. Thank you for watching. Leave me your thoughts. Leave a like if you like this video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.